My second ever video on this channel and second most successful video on this channel is the importance of the TNT title. And when I made that video, everything I said was absolutely applicable to the TNT title at the time. For me, the TNT title is nothing like what it used to be, and I cannot believe that in a year's time since Miro's reign, things have changed this much. The TNT title used to be actually a badge of honor, and it used to be booked, like Cody and Tony Khan would always say, not as a secondary title. It was just another championship. When you looked at the people that held it, Cody Rhodes, Mr. Brody Lee, Darby Allin, and Miro, the first four, I guess Cody Rhodes was a two-time champ, so within the first 5 reigns, but the first 4 people that held that title, they were all, I would say, booked as if they were top guys. Like, they were booked in a way where you could say, yeah, they could challenge the World Heavyweight Champion. They probably wouldn't beat the World Heavyweight Champion, but it's not inconceivable that the wrestler holding the TNT title is right now a top 5 guy in AEW. Since Sammy Guevara defeated Miro, which was a decision that I personally wasn't a fan of, and those of you who've watched the channel intently know that I'm a very, very big fan of Miro, so take this with a grain of salt, but I didn't think Sammy Guevara should have defeated Miro. Regardless if you thought he should or shouldn't, since then, the TNT title has been, in my opinion, disrespected. Sammy Guevara defeated Scorpio Sky in the recent Battle of the Belts 2, which I think had a lot of positive things going for it. I mean, I've been hot or cold on the Battle of the Belts as a show, to be fair. Like, I'm not one that says it's a must watch. It's almost on the same level as Rampage. If I catch it, I catch it. If I don't, I don't. I think now with the acquiring of Ring of Honor, it's probably actually a very good decision to have the Battle of the Belts, because as you guys saw, it was a lot of Ring of Honor involved as well. And maybe in the future, and this could have been Tony's plan from the very beginning, was to actually involve New Japan into this as well and have the super shows be a Battle of the Belts in the future. That would be something I would be very interested in seeing, having a US IWGP US championship on the line. There's a lot of championships going around, especially with the way that AEW has been working with ROH, AAA, and hopefully New Japan Pro Wrestling more closely in the future. I think the Battle of the Belts is a really, really good idea, and I like the way that it was marketed with it looked like a Star Wars logo, so I really like that part of it as well. Battle of the Belts is going to be, I think, a very positive show in future. The first 2 for me have been a bit hot or cold, but I'm not sure what the thought process was with having Sammy Guevara defeat Scorpio Sky to once again be now a 3-time TNT champion. No idea what has happened with Sammy Guevara and the TNT title. The hot potatoing of this belt since Sammy defeated Miro is nothing short of like comedic almost. Sammy won the belt initially in September of 2021. He dropped it to Cody Rhodes, which I actually thought at the time was a good decision, because I thought Cody was going down the heel path that we all wanted him to go down. So I actually thought it was a good decision to drop the belt to Cody Rhodes. Cody then fell ill. He couldn't defend at the Battle of the Belts #1, and there was an interim title involved, and that's where things started getting really convoluted. I mean, up until now, I was on board. I was like, okay, there's something being planned here. Sammy's dropped it to Cody. Cody's going to hold it. Something's going to happen. Sammy then wins the interim title, where he defeated Dustin Rhodes, because they needed the match on Battle of the Belts, and I understand it was out of necessity. That's fine. But then Sammy then defeats Cody in the unification match. He then comes out with 2 belts all the time, unbelievably. I'm not sure why. Scorpio Sky defeats Sammy Guevara, which I think puts a really nice bow on Sammy's time in the TNT division. I guess he's got nothing else to do because, and I want to touch on this, Sammy is not interesting in the slightest, and I actually like the fact that there was heel turn implications, or heel turn just little teasers in this match that I personally like, and I think it's the way they should go with Sammy, and Ty Conti is turn them heel. The crowd doesn't like them, and you've got to lean into that. You've got to play into that. I like the low blow. I like the boos, and Sammy's played a heel before. It's not impossible for him to do. Ty, I think, could be a very, very good heel. She's very loud. She's very in your face, but it's a lot of attitude, and I think that could be turned very, very easily into a heel character. Turn him heel again. Let him just be a cocky, pretty boy, smug. He's great in the ring. Bell to bell, he's fantastic. Showtime Sammy Guevara. I say it all the time. Bell to bell, he's one of the best in the company, right? He's very, very exciting to watch, but he is not interesting at all. You cannot get behind him as a face. It's really, really tough to do. And I mean, overall, not only is he not interesting, as a wrestler, I just believe that Sammy has, through all of this tumultuous period with the TNT title, it's been how long now? Like half a year that he's been doing this with the TNT title. I think throughout all of this, Sammy has A, become less interesting, but B, he's become a worse off professional wrestler. In my opinion, he is several notches down from where he was when he beat Miro for the title. When he beat Miro for the title, he was up there as one of the top guys in AEW. And I even remember ranking the Pillars at one stage, and I had him competing with Darby Allin. Look, and I think both of those two have been put on the back burner as of late, but Sammy, especially for me, is the clear fourth now of the four pillars of AEW. Out of Jungle Boy, Sammy Guevara, MJF, and Darby Allin, he is by far, and I mean, it is incredible how far fourth he is. I actually, without even knowing that this was going to happen, obviously, made a little sly comment in my video about Wheeler Yuta about how I right now would book Wheeler Yuta ahead of Sammy Guevara. I think Wheeler Yuta is a stronger pro wrestler in the kayfabe sense than Sammy Guevara. That's what I believe. I also feel the same way about Scorpio Sky. What was this for Scorpio Sky? I mean, I've never really been a Scorpio Sky fan. Me and my brother are not real big fans of Scorpio Sky. I like what he's done with Ethan Page and what it's turned into with American Top Team. It's developed into something really, really nice, and a title for that team I think really suited them. And Scorpio Sky, booking wise, is their ace. He had the belt and you let them run with it. A 38-day reign as champion? What is that? Now, Sammy's been in this title picture for 6 months and he's had 3 title reigns. It's not good. It's not helping him, in my opinion. I don't think this is helping Sammy Guevara at all. So when you look at it in terms of positives and negatives, it hasn't helped Sammy Guevara. It hasn't helped the TNT title. It hasn't helped Scorpio Sky, and it didn't help Cody Rhodes. Holding the title for Cody, it made no sense. It didn't help him at all. I think I've discussed this in the past. I would have just had Cody defeat Miro, to be honest with you, and then had Sammy defeat Cody in the ladder match. That, for me, was a lot cleaner. So you would have gone Miro, Cody, Sammy, Scorpio Sky. That would have been a lot cleaner. We probably wouldn't have minded it. I mean, hot potatoing it once or twice is okay, but for it to just go Sammy, Cody, Sammy, Scorpio Sky, Sammy is so uninteresting. That's the only word I can say. It's uninteresting. And at the end of the day, the title has become disappointing. In my opinion, I have no interest in seeing what Sammy does with this title. Not because I'm not interested in Sammy, which, don't get me wrong, is definitely part of it. I don't find him interesting at all. But apart from that, I find the whole picture really uninteresting. When it comes to pay-per-view time, I'm sure they're going to build up something good for the TNT title. I don't even think it was on the last pay-per-view, was it? Was it at Revolution? I don't think it was. Sammy was in a trios tag team match as the TNT champion, so it wasn't even on the last pay-per-view card. It had so much value in it. Just a year ago, it had so much value on that belt. And what's happened in the span of 12 months is unbelievable. It's really quite sad, actually, because I was a fan of the TNT title. I thought, everybody that holds it is going to have their own different design, which is what I thought Miro was bringing to the table when he had his white strap TNT title, which was gorgeous. I thought, yeah, moving forward, okay, everybody's going to have their slight little touch on the TNT title. It is a secondary title without them admitting it. It's a nice secondary title for the guys that are going to be potentially future world champions. Just touching on Miro, because I've talked about him so much. I don't know when he's coming back, but I miss Miro. I would just come back and have Miro squash Sammy, to be honest, and just get his redemption on Sammy taking the title off him. Have this whole time, he's been training his neck so that his neck is able to withstand DDTs. But yeah, I don't know. It's so draining. It's so I can't believe we're at the start of another Sammy Guevara run, because the reason I find it so draining is we haven't gone anywhere with the title. It hasn't gone anywhere. Since he won it in September, at the end of September, it hasn't gone anywhere. It's the exact same. We've wasted 6 months of booking with this title. In my opinion, you may as well not even think about Cody's 3rd reign. You may as well forget about Scorpio Sky's reign. They were utterly useless. They didn't do anything. The title hasn't gone anywhere. It's regressed. If anything, it's regressed. We have some work to do to bring it back to its former glory. So in 6 months, not only has it remained stagnant, we've gone backwards. It's really frustrating. I don't usually feel like this about AEW, but there have been some things recently in the booking of AEW that have been a little bit frustrating, and this is one of them. I'm not trying to say that it's easy to book as many quality talents as AEW has. Tony Khan is the guy that brought this all together, right? He is the guy that wanted to grab all this talent. I still think there are a list of guys that have been underutilized at AEW, and I'm the one that stresses patience more than anybody. So I will stay patient with a guy like Andrade, who I don't think has gotten anywhere near what he should. I don't think Andrade is treated anywhere near what he should be. I will stay patient with him because I'm the one that stresses it. When they get put into the spotlight, and I said it in the Wheeler YouTube video, when they get put in the spotlight, they will shine. And so I will stay patient. But the one thing is, with the TNT title, it's 6 months of this now. So I really need to see something from Sammy and this third title reign to not call the last 6 months a complete bust, because they have been. I guess the one positive they have, but it's something they had before with Scorpio Sky, is that you can really take the TNT title now in whichever direction you want. I mean, whoever you want to come up and challenge Sammy Guevara, in my opinion, you could have anybody on that roster challenge for the TNT title and make it believable, because Sammy, in my opinion, is not one of the top 10 guys in AEW right now. So you could have, I think, anybody look realistic against Sammy Guevara that, yeah, this guy could defeat him. You could have a Swerve Scott. You could have a Keith Lee. You could have a Ricky Starks or a Powerhouse Hobbs. You could have anybody go after Sammy Guevara, and I say, yeah, well, why can't he beat Sammy? So I guess in that regard, and with how much it's been hot potatoed, it does put a little bit of unpredictability on the TNT title, and booked correctly, yeah, an unpredictable TNT title can go very, very well. You could have 6 champions in 9 months, you know, and you can book it well. It could be one of the titles that's really tough to hold because the division is so competitive, but you got to say these things. You got to book these things. You got to let us know that this is the direction you're going. You know, don't spoon feed us the fact that this is the case, but let us know, hint it, that this is the direction that we're going with the TNT title now. It's not any more long title reigns. It's gonna be a very difficult, it's gonna be a fast-paced division. And look, I would be okay if that's the direction it goes in. Mainly, I think I'm just tired of seeing Sammy, to be honest with you, as a champion. He needs to go heel, go on the back burner, or something, because I mean, he is just so uninteresting right now. And I was actually more interested in Scorpio Sky as the champ, which is ridiculous to say because I find Scorpio Sky to be pretty uninteresting already. Let me know what you guys would do to rejuvenate the TNT title, because at this stage, I've rambled on too long, I think. Hopefully in a year's time, I'll look back at this video and we can make a video called the redemption of the TNT title. That'll be the ending of this trilogy. We've had the importance of the TNT title. This is the disappointment of the TNT title. And hopefully in future, we have the redemption of the TNT title. Let me know how you guys would go about that. Let me know who you would book as the champion, or how you would book the TNT title back into a prominent spot on the card and get a little bit more shine back on that belt, because right now it's in a pretty bad place. I'm not going to lie, in my opinion. Maybe you guys completely disagree, and I'd like to hear your side of things if you do disagree. So I'll see you guys in the comments section below. Very much appreciate the support as of late. Last video did really, really well. Fingers crossed this one does as well. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. I'm sure this is quite a controversial topic, or quite a polarizing topic. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll be down there discussing it. As you guys know, I respond to most comments. So get your comment down there and let's have a chat about the TNT title and how we can get it back. If you did enjoy today's video, leave a like on it to help in the algorithm. Once again, much love, guys. Appreciate all your support. I'll see you in the next one very soon. Peace.